You feel a little lightheaded? Maybe you skip a step climbing the stairs, feeling a strange breathlessness that passes too quickly to worry about? Your heart races from minimal effort. A frantic drum in your chest you blame on that extra cup of coffee. You think it's dehydration. Or maybe it's just aging. That's what we're told, isn't it? That these little signals of frailty are a normal part of getting older. We dismiss them, we ignore them, we normalize them. We drink a glass of water and move on. But what if it isn't just aging? What if it's something far more treacherous? What if your circulatory system, the intricate network of highways delivering life to every corner of your body, was collapsing in silence? Picture a bridge, its steel frame slowly weakening from the inside, corroded by years of unseen stress. On the outside, it looks strong, functional, traffic flows. But beneath the surface, microfractures are spreading, the integrity is compromised, until the moment the structure can no longer bear the weight. That is what could be happening inside of you. What if your blood, the very fluid of life, isn't reaching where it's needed fast enough? Every year, thousands over 50 die. Not from the headline-grabbing heart attacks, but from circulatory collapse that no one saw coming. This is the silent breakdown of your body's delivery system. In this video, I'll reveal the deadly signs you're ignoring, how even normal blood pressure can be a dangerous trap, and most importantly, how to stop this collapse before it's too late. We're going to talk about a simple check you can do at home to assess your risk. So, if you've ever felt dizzy, cold, or fatigued for no reason, like this video. And if you're ready for powerful, life-saving insights, subscribe and hit the notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Your circulatory system has one mission, one single, vital mission: to deliver oxygen and nutrients to every cell in your body. Think of it as the most sophisticated delivery service in the universe. Your heart is the main distribution hub, pumping tirelessly, and your blood vessels are the highways, roads, and pathways ensuring every house, every business, every cell gets the supplies it needs to thrive. But what happens when this mission fails? Circulatory collapse is when your heart and blood vessels can no longer maintain adequate blood flow. It's an internal blackout. Your blood volume, or the pressure at which it moves, drops to a level where your vital organs begin to starve. They begin to shut down one by one. To understand its severity, let's break down the three main types of shock, which is the medical term for this catastrophic failure. 1. Hypovolemic shock. Hypo means low, and volemic refers to volume. This is low-volume shock. It's caused by a significant loss of blood or body fluids. Think of slow, undetected internal bleeding, like from a stomach ulcer, or severe dehydration. When the volume of blood on your highways drops dramatically, the heart pump starts working on empty and delivery fails. 2. Cardiogenic shock. Cardio refers to the heart, and genic means originating from. This is shock that originates in the heart. The most common cause is a heart attack that damages the heart muscle. Other causes include heart failure, arrhythmias, or severe valve problems. Here, the blood volume might be normal, but the pump itself is broken. It simply doesn't have the strength to push the blood with the pressure needed to reach the furthest organs. 3. Distributive shock. This is perhaps the most insidious. The blood volume is there, the pump may be working, but the blood vessels, The highways themselves lose their tone and dilate excessively. Imagine trying to fill a balloon with the same amount of water you'd use for a bottle. The pressure plummets. This can be caused by sepsis, an overwhelming infection, anaphylaxis, a severe allergic reaction, or damage to the nervous system. The blood pools in the extremities instead of circulating to the vital organs. When any of these shocks take hold, the internal blackout begins. Your brain, desperate for oxygen, starts to fail. First, confusion and dizziness, then delirium, and finally, the blackout of unconsciousness. Your kidneys, which filter toxins from your blood, stop working. Waste products build up, poisoning your body from the inside. Your gut, starved of oxygen, begins to die, leaking bacteria and toxins into the bloodstream, which can lead to sepsis and worsen the shock even further. And sometimes, this happens with no warning. These are the dramatic end-stage events. But the breakdown doesn't start here. It starts with subtle changes your body has been making for years. The scary part? Many of these changes are triggered by 9 common factors after the age of 50, and you might have several without even knowing it. Stay with me, because in the next block, we're going to expose these 9 silent saboteurs. Find out which of them might be putting you at risk right now. Here's the scary truth. As you age, your risk of circulatory collapse skyrockets. But why? It's not just the number on your birthday cake. It's a confluence of physiological changes and lifestyle factors. Let's break down the 9 silent saboteurs that increase your risk of collapse after 50. 1. Chronic dehydration. As you age, your body's thirst mechanism becomes less sensitive. You simply don't feel thirsty in the same way, even when your body desperately needs fluid. This leads to a state of chronic underhydration, which lowers blood volume, makes the blood thicker, and forces the heart to work harder to pump it where it needs to go. 2. Medication interactions. Think about the medications many people take after 50. Blood pressure meds like beta blockers or diuretics, sedatives, and even some antidepressants. These drugs are designed to lower blood pressure or relax your system, but in combination, or if the dose isn't perfectly tuned, they can dangerously lower your circulation, especially when you change positions. 3. Heart failure. This ties directly to cardiogenic shock. Years of high blood pressure, coronary artery disease, or previous heart attacks can weaken the heart muscle. The pump becomes less efficient, unable to push blood with enough force to overcome gravity and the resistance of your blood vessels. 4. Arrhythmias. Irregular heart rhythms like atrial fibrillation are incredibly common with age. When the heart beats chaotically and inefficiently, it can't fill and eject blood properly. Blood flow becomes choppy and unreliable, starving the brain and other organs of a steady supply. 5. Diabetes. Diabetes is a blood vessel destroyer. Over time, high blood sugar levels damage both the tiny vessels, microvasculature, and the large ones, macrovasculature. It also damages the nerves that control the tightening and relaxing of blood vessels, a process vital for blood pressure regulation. 6. Autonomic neuropathy. This is a direct result of that nerve damage, especially in diabetics. The autonomic nervous system is your body's autopilot, controlling functions like heart rate and blood vessel tone. When it's damaged, it fails to signal your blood vessels to constrict quickly when you stand up, leading to dangerous drops in blood pressure. 7. Inflammatory conditions. Diseases like lupus and rheumatoid arthritis don't just attack the joints. They cause system-wide inflammation that can affect the blood vessels themselves, a condition called vasculitis. This can weaken and narrow the arteries, impeding blood flow. 8. Blood loss, internal or external. We're not just talking about traumatic injuries. Slow, chronic gastrointestinal bleeds, often from ulcers or long-term use of NSAIDs like ibuprofen, are common and deadly. You can lose blood slowly for weeks or months without realizing it until your blood volume drops to a critically low level. 9. Prolonged bed rest or immobility. Movement is critical for circulation. The muscles in your legs, especially your calves, act as a second pump that helps push blood back up to the heart against gravity. After surgery, illness, or simply a sedentary lifestyle, blood can stagnate in the legs, leading to clots and poor venous return. Let's pause. If you've checked off even 3 of these, your circulatory system may already be compromised. Comment below with how many of these 9 risk factors you were aware of. Your honesty might help someone else recognize their own risk. Now, acknowledging the risks is one thing, but what about the signals? Your body is screaming for help. In the next section, we'll decode the 12 critical alarms it's sending. Alarms that most people tragically ignore. Most victims ignore the early signs of collapse until it's too late. They write them off as fatigue, stress, or aging. But these aren't just symptoms, they are alarms. Each one signals that your body is being deprived of tissues and oxygen. Here are your body's 12 cries for help. 1. Lightheadedness or dizziness on standing. This is the classic sign of orthostatic hypotension. When you stand, gravity pulls blood to your legs. Your autonomic nervous system is supposed to instantly constrict blood vessels to push blood back up to the brain. If it fails, your brain is momentarily starved of oxygen, causing dizziness. 2. Cold hands and feet, despite a warm environment. When the body senses inadequate blood flow, it goes into survival mode. It shunts blood away from the extremities, your hands and feet, to protect the vital core organs, your heart, lungs, and brain. 3. Rapid or irregular heartbeat at rest. If blood pressure is low, your heart tries to compensate by beating faster, tachycardia, to try and circulate what little volume it has more quickly. 4. Unexplained fatigue or exhaustion. This isn't normal tiredness after a long day. This is a deep cellular fatigue caused by a lack of oxygen and nutrients. Your cells are literally suffocating. 5. Brain fog or mental confusion. Your brain consumes about 20% of your body's oxygen. When that supply dwindles, cognitive functions are the first to suffer. You forget things, have trouble concentrating, and feel out of it. 6. Shortness of breath without exertion. You could be sitting in a chair and feel like you can't get a deep breath. Your lungs may be working fine, but there isn't enough oxygenated blood being delivered to your tissues. 7. Pale or bluish skin tone. Paleness or a bluish tint to the lips or skin, called cyanosis, is a visible sign that your blood is not carrying enough oxygen. 8. Nausea and loss of appetite. Just as it shunts blood from the hands and feet, your body also diverts it from the digestive system, which isn't considered essential in a crisis. This leads to nausea and a lack of interest in food. 9. Anxiety or a feeling of impending doom. This is not a psychological symptom. It's a primal physiological response to systemic crisis. Your brain and body know that something is terribly wrong, even if you can't pinpoint what. 10. Chest pressure or tightness. This can be angina, pain caused by insufficient blood flow to the heart muscle itself. It's a sign that your heart is in trouble. 11th. Weak or thready pulse. When a healthcare provider feels your pulse and describes it as thready, it's a direct sign of low blood volume and low pressure. 12th. Fainting or near-fainting spells. Fainting, syncope, is the brain's ultimate fail-safe. It temporarily shuts down to protect itself from severe oxygen deprivation, forcing your body horizontal and hopefully restoring blood flow to your head. Think of George, 67. He was gardening on a hot day. He stood up too fast, and the world spun. He dismissed it as the heat. Later that day, watching TV, he felt a strange chest pressure and an overwhelming anxiety. He fainted. His wife acted fast and called for an ambulance. The diagnosis? Cardiogenic shock from undiagnosed heart failure. He survived, but just barely. George got lucky. But you can be more than lucky. You can be prepared. You can be empowered. You don't have to wait for the blackout. The most powerful part of this video is next, where I'll reveal the 10 proven natural strategies to not just prevent this collapse, but to actively reverse the damage and rebuild your body's most vital system from the ground up. Make sure you've hit that subscribe button and turned on the notification bell, because you're not going to want to miss this. Here is the empowering part. You can strengthen your circulation naturally. This isn't about a magic bullet, but a series of proven strategies that, when combined, can turn the tide against circulatory collapse. Let's break down the 10 proven strategies. 1. Hydration habit. Aim for 8 to 10 cups of water daily. But not just water. Add electrolytes, especially if you sweat a lot or take diuretics. A pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon can help your body retain water more effectively. Maintaining optimal blood volume. 2. Low sodium, heart-focused diet. Focus on whole foods. Leafy greens and beets are rich in nitrates, which your body converts to nitric oxide, a potent vasodilator that relaxes and widens your blood vessels. Berries are loaded with antioxidants that fight vascular inflammation. Healthy fats from avocados, nuts, and fatty fish reduce inflammation and improve heart health. 3. Daily movement. Walking is key. Use your calf muscle pump to help drive blood back to the heart. Add light resistance training. Bodyweight squats and resistance band exercises help maintain muscle strength, which supports your vascular system. 4. Postural training. This is the at-home test I mentioned. Practice standing up slowly. Before getting out of bed, do ankle pumps for 30 seconds. Sit on the edge of the bed for a minute before you stand. This trains your autonomic nervous system to respond more effectively to changes in posture. 5. Breathing exercises. Diaphragmatic breathing, or belly breathing, is a powerful tool. As you inhale deeply, you decrease the pressure in your chest cavity and increase the pressure in your abdominal cavity. This pressure difference acts like a vacuum, literally sucking blood up from the legs and abdomen back to the heart, improving venous return. Try the 4-7-8 technique. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale slowly through your mouth for 8.6. Compression gear. Graduated compression socks or leggings aren't just for athletes. They provide gentle external pressure on your legs, preventing blood from pooling and helping to push it upward. 7. Sleep hygiene. Poor sleep worsens blood pressure and heart rhythms. A lack of sleep increases levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, which constricts blood vessels. Prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep in a cool, dark room. 8. Mindfulness. Chronic stress releases cortisol, which is a potent vasoconstrictor. Daily mindfulness or meditation practices can significantly lower cortisol levels, allowing your blood vessels to relax. 9. Magnesium-rich foods. Magnesium is the relaxation mineral. It acts as a natural calcium channel blocker, helping to relax blood vessel walls and regulate heart rhythm. Excellent sources include almonds, spinach, avocados, dark chocolate, and seeds. 10. Routine checkups. Be proactive. Ask your doctor to check your blood pressure lying down and standing up to screen for orthostatic hypotension. Ask if your medications could be impacting your circulation. Pro tip: try a cold-warm shower cycle. Alternate 30 seconds of cold water with 1 to 2 minutes of hot water. This acts like exercise for your blood vessels, forcing them to constrict and dilate, improving their flexibility and vascular tone. In the description below, you will find a link to a printable PDF of this complete 10-step routine. It's our gift to you. Now that you have the tools, let's bring it all together. What is the one thing you absolutely must understand to make this work? Circulatory collapse is not a sudden event. It is the final catastrophic failure at the end of a long, slow deterioration. It's the bridge finally giving way after years of silent stress. The good news? Awareness is the cure. You now know what it is. You know who's at risk. You know the alarm signs to never ignore. And most importantly, you know how to fight back, naturally and effectively. Your body is a masterpiece of circulation, but it needs your help to stay in motion. It needs you to provide the right materials, keep the pathways clear, and pay attention to its warning signals. Do not wait for a crisis. Do not wait to collapse. The time to act was yesterday. The next best time is right now. Like this video if you feel more empowered today. Comment with the one change you will make starting now. And subscribe and hit the bell because our next video is on the 5 warning signs of a silent stroke. Because staying alive isn't just about avoiding death, it's about living fully, with the energy, clarity, and freedom of movement you deserve. And that starts with your heart.